Hey, it's Mike Jacob coming to you from Jerusalem with our thought for the week. Parshas Beshalach. It discusses the Jews crossing the Red Sea. And there's two psukim which describe that experience, and they're a little different one from the other. And if we understand the difference, there's a very meaningful message, I believe. So in one pasuk it says that when the Jews were about to cross the sea, and they crossed the sea, it says that the Jews went betoch hayam bayabashta. They went into the water, into the sea, which became dry land. And then the pasuk says that the water became walls, the sea became walls, and it spells walls as choma, as a wall. Chet vav mem he. That's pasuk number one. Pasuk, a few pasukim later, it says that when they crossed the sea, it says bayabasha, the dry land, betoch hayam, which was in the sea. And then it says that the walls were a choma, they were walls, but it spells it chet mem he. It's like spelling wall, W-L-L, without the A. It just spelled wrong. So again, pasuk number one says, betoch hayam, in the sea, that became dry land, and it spells the wall correctly, choma correctly. Pasuk number two says, bayabasha, in the dry land, which is betoch hayam, bayabasha betoch hayam, and the walls were spelled wrong, choma without the vav. So what's going on? It's a good question. What's going on? So the Vilna Gaon tells us like this. He says there were two types of Jews by the Yam Suf in this experience. One Jew, what was going on? They were in the desert. The Egyptians were behind them, and the sea was ahead of them. Hashem says, go into the sea. Jews said, Hashem, this is what God commanded. I don't understand. I'm going to go into the sea, and then we'll see what happens. Like Nachshon ben Aminadab, he jumped into the water. He says, God says this, I'm going to do it. So that was betoch hayam, in the sea, and it became dry land, and that's a wall. That was a full protection, spelled 100%. Ches vav mem he. The second pasuk says, Jews were saying, I want it to be dry. I don't want to jump into the water. Everything's got to be worked out for me. So that was bayabasha, in the dry land, which was in the sea, and Hashem was angry at that. Hashem doesn't like that. Look, we don't always understand, what the ways of Hashem. But Hashem tells us to do things, we do it, and it'll work out. We have to understand that, because sometimes we need to be challenged, and we need to, be tested, and the things that we don't understand in the universe, and we just have to do it. If somebody's going to open up an institution, it doesn't have to be that he has the payroll for the next and budget, covered for the next 10 years. He does it, and that's what Hashem wants. He's going to do it. He's going to rise to the challenge and do what he's got to do. That's betoch hayam bayabasha. That's jumping into the sea, but it's going to work out. In our spiritual growth, learning, davening, whatever it is, we don't always understand. We have challenges. We jump into the sea. Betoch hayam bayabasha. We're not looking that everything should be dry and everything should be perfect, because we're not going to grow from that. And that's not what Hashem wants. He wants us to grow. We need challenges, and that's how we build ourselves. And that's ultimately how we build the Jewish people, and how Hashem's going to watch over us, protect us, and move further with our spiritual growth and building the Jewish people. Shabbat Shalom. Take care.